Hey, this is Phil Lilley, Lilley's Landing Resort and Marina on Lake Taneycomo. Gonna do one cast today. It is Wednesday the 18th, 19th. Wow. Month is getting away. Me and Jack are out here. It's getting cold. The wind's starting to change. We're supposed to get a little bit of rain and turning to snow. I don't think it's supposed to accumulate, but instead of coming out here when it's in the 20s, I come out here when it's in the 30s and get this done. Rear point boat ramp is just below me, and I'm sitting kind of over here on the shallow side. I did this last evening. Came out here about 4:30 and threw my fly rod with a zebra midge, caught about a dozen fish, rainbows. Did real good. Actually started up further, worked my way down to about here, and my camera is wanting to move on me. So instead of using the fly rod again, I thought I'd use my spin cast. I've got 2-pound line. I've got a carrot float, pretty good size carrot float, so I could cast. 2-pound line down to a 1/100th ounce. Actually, it's 1/125th ounce sculpin jig. It's a PJ's jig. And my line's kind of getting tangled up into the marabou a little bit. Yeah, I want it to hang right. I've already got it wet because I came up here a little bit ago. I got up here and my battery was dead in my GoPro. I don't know how that happened. So I had to go back and get another battery. Here's my sculpin jig, orange head, and then another 8 or 9 inches. I've got a Prince nymph on about a number 14. You could use a beaded scud instead. I just thought it'd be kind of cool to use a Prince nymph because you don't see that used very often here. And I got it set about altogether about 5 feet. There's a little bit of chop on the water. The wind's actually out of the north, which is that direction, but it's been circling back around and blowing me into the bluff a little bit. When I got up here, found out I didn't have a good battery. I threw out once, immediately caught a fish on the jig. Then I had to go back and get my battery. But I'm going to constantly have to move my boat to the shallow side. So I'm going to have to kind of point my boat that way and fish this way. I don't have to move my float very often because that chop on the water is really moving the float good. And giving that jig a little bit of action. Sorry, but I'm gonna call it. Nothing on the first cast. Yesterday what I was doing, I had a number 14 red zebra midge on. wind's going to give me fits. And I had it about 1.5 feet below an indicator. And these fish are out here midging. And every time I throw it, one would come up and midge. They weren't midging a lot, but here and there. I'd throw in close to where he would come up and midge, and I think I caught every fish that I threw into. It's kind of unusual. And then they kind of quit on me, so I just was throwing blind and caught a few more. They're midging out here a little bit this afternoon. So I gotta really watch my slack and my line. My boat's moving around enough that I could put slack in my line real easy, and then when I go set the hook, there's not enough tight line there to set the hook on. Well, I really thought this would be the ticket, since I came and caught the one fish so quick. You could fish a zebra midge under the jig, or a scud, or a beaded scud. Lost my chop. It'll come and go with the direction of the wind. There's more fish midging right now than there were last night. And yes, I did bring my fly rod, just in case. I've just got my 6'6" spinning rod. It's good to use a little longer rod when you're using a jig and float. 7 foot's okay. Some of the guides will use 8 and 9 foot. I need my chop to come back. Yeah, these fish are eating midges. I think I'm going to make it a little bit less deep. I'm it up by a foot. Up here a little bit further where there's a little bit of chop on the water. It's kind of shooting, the wind's kind of shooting through this gap right here. Temperature's starting to drop. They ran 2 units of water for a couple hours this morning. That's it. Not supposed to run water until this evening. Trying to get my boat to stop right here. Well, I was really hoping to demonstrate how to catch fish on this jig and float. This float is kind of long and skinny, so I'm looking for not for the float to go under necessarily, but if that float tips up, then I will be setting the hook. And I don't want to throw out too far, so far that I can't see that float move. It'd be one thing if it were to just go under. I could throw it out there and see that, but if it's just tipping, then I got to be close enough to see that little bit of motion. So I'm throwing out about 30 to 40 feet. Tell you what, I'm gonna tie on a zebra midge under this jig real quick and try that. I really thought they'd hit the jig, but evidently they don't want it. But I'm going to tie a zebra midge into this and I'll be right back. Okay. That wind is really getting cold. If I see a fish come up within casting distance, I'll hit him, but otherwise I'm just going to throw out blind. We'll see if it makes a difference. Like I said, they were midging a little bit ago, not so much right now, but they were being pretty active. Oh, did not see them float move on that one, and I lost him. He was on the zero midge though, so I just got a bite and didn't see it. That might be a problem. Just use a zebra midge, I use a real tiny float to where if I get a bite at all, it's going to pull it under. So I'm using a big float, so it takes it takes him to grab it and swim with it to pull it under. Otherwise, he's not going to pull it under. He's just going to tip it, like I said. And with this wave action, a lot of times it's hard to see that tip. Not throwing out as far now. Throwing out less than 30 feet. Well, I thought I was gonna really get on him with that jig. After that one took the jig, I thought, man, it's gonna be good. Oh well. Oh, that one went under. Yeah, he took the jig. There you go. Small rainbow. Oh, looks like a heron got a hold of him. Little marks on the side. See those marks? The little V marks. A heron got a hold of him and he got away. Yeah, he took that one all the way under. And notice I'm keeping my rod tip low so that the wind doesn't blow it. Oh, I missed him. Oy. That was pretty neat of Blake's one cast yesterday. You know, when we try new stuff that we've either heard about or thought of on our own, which there's very little that's new under the sun in fishing. But it's pretty cool that Blake caught those fish yesterday, stripping, what was it, crackleback and a soft tackle. The way he did it was different. That's pretty neat. Most of the time when we go try new stuff, it don't work. Or at least it doesn't work in the 30 minutes that we tried on one cast on a video. out to sea. It's too far away. Can't see it. Clothes as I have on, it's just cold. The last fish today. He took the jig again. I actually thought fishing was gonna really pick up because I put the midge on. Pretty classic stalker colors. I don't want to get that. Good job. I don't like to get that zebra midge caught in a fin or something when he's dropped off. Yeah, I'm gonna head back. It's cold. Thought I'd do a little better, but I always think that. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. It's gonna be cold. It'll be colder tomorrow than it is today.